Hello, and welcome to the Midnight Who Blog, coming to you from right after watching Heaven Sent, which happens to be the first part of a two-part finale, and it was quite the episode. Alright, let's get to it. So, first of all, spoiler alert, there are a lot of spoilers in this video. First of all, I have to say...
Clara's a chalkboard.
Yeah. Okay, so first of all, we're going to talk about the video. So, last week, we saw the Doctor get teleported away. We didn't quite understand where he got teleported to. This week, he got teleported back, or we see where he got teleported to. And it appears to be this giant prison made directly for him and him himself. It was really weird. And then this creature comes out, the veil, all black mask, you can't see anything inside of it. It was quite creepy. It reminded me a lot of the Foretold, actually, in the Mummy episode. He throws a table out the window and jumps out following it, and then he goes in, and then all of a sudden he appears in his TARDIS. And we're all going, what? And we learn it's a mind palace. The Doctor, just like Sherlock, Moffat, I know what you did, went into a mind palace to come up with an escape route, where we see that Clara is in fact in this episode, and she's dead, but she's actually chalkboard. We don't question your logic, Moffat. I think it was supposed to be symbolizing something like Clara was his morality or something like that.
Clara made him who he was, who he is, and what he was.
Something like that, yeah. Thank you, Professor.
You're welcome.
So, after that happens, he dives down, and he dives into a pool of skulls, like a pit of skulls. And it was actually quite creepy in a way. It was really interesting. So there were supernatural and Sherlock references. Okay, so back to the video. So then, after he dives into the pool, he climbs out, and we learn that this is like, it takes him a long time to figure out that he has to go to room 12 and where to get to room 12. And he has to do these confessions every time he wants to get into room 12. So then he goes up to the top of a tower where Skull falls off into the lake. That's a very important part, by the way. And he looks up and he says, the stars aren't right. I would say that I've traveled 700 years into the future, but I know I haven't. So then he goes down, he goes into room 12, and there's the wall. A wall with the TARDIS behind it. He's trying to figure out how to get out of this wall. And he realizes he has to do one more confession, but he's not going to do that confession because he doesn't want to do another confession. He doesn't have anything to confess about anymore. That isn't too super secret, all that stuff. So then he decides to take his hand and hit the wall and start trying to break it.
Yes,
and then we learn this was all the skulls in the pit
Were him.
He's died innumerable amounts of time. So he gets to the TARDIS, and then we learn it's not a TARDIS. It's a portal, right? And so this portal is actually his confession disc.
Okay, that just...
And then we're trying to figure out where we are, and it pans out to see Gallifrey.
Okay.
Overall, I would give this episode a 9.5 out of 10. Professor, how would you give it?
A 7 out of 10.
Okay. Hi!
Hi! I don't know if I'm in the camera. There.
Okay, if he's not in the camera,
I'm just the voice in the background. I'm like the veil. I'll just get behind you like that. There you go. Die! Well, this has been Midnight Who. We'll see you next week. I think I killed the Watcher. We'll be right back next week. If you like this video, like, comment, and
subscribe.
We'll see you with the finale. Woo!